What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Manbitesfilm, episode 64. We're almost there. We're almost there to the coveted 69. As always, I'm your host, Brandon. Joining me is the regular Clue crew, whatever you want to call them. You know, I'm going to start calling you guys Clue, just like we're the Clue Club or something.
The Clue Club?
The Clue Club?
That sounds way too close to something else.
You know what? We're not going to call each other that because I agree with Lewis. It sounds very similar to something else, and that is not good.
What? What am I missing here?
It sounded like the Ku Klux Klan.
Let's not go that way. No, we're not that kind of plan.
So we're not gonna be the Clue brothers.
I thought we were just the three idiots with a mic.
Or that we could just be known as the three idiots with a mic. As always, I am Brandon. Joining me is Lewis, my lovely cousin, Gecko, whatever.
Woohoo! 2 weeks in a row.
The other one on the other side.
Well, the other one, like there's my cousin and the other one. Thanks a lot.
The other one that is never mentioned by name. No, we got williamphoenix joining us as always.
Nice Harry Potter reference.
Right? That was a Hagrid introduction.
There you go.
Oh Jesus! And here we go.
If you're joining us for the first time shut your ass up. It's late. I want to get this show done. Don't interrupt me. I'm on a mission today, okay?
Let's do this.
If you're joining us for the first time or the 64th time, we are a weekly movie podcast where we talk about movie news. We review one movie or whatever we want all together, and then at the end of the show, we all review our individual films. So, Lewis, take it away with the movie news.
All right. So I got some interesting as fuck shit that lined up for this week. What?
Interesting as fuck shit. Like, it was just funny.
That's right. That. We're going there. All right. James Marsden has been given one of the lead roles in the CBS All Access adaptation of Stephen King's classic, The Stand. He is going to be Stu Redman, which he fits that role perfectly. I am excited about that.
Is this a film? Oh, sorry, you said it's on CBS All Access, so they're remaking The Stand into a show again, or a miniseries?
Yes, it's going to be a miniseries.
Again. Interesting.
Yes. They don't have much details on the length of the miniseries, but it is going to be pretty substantial, so it's going to be good. Next thing, Danny Boyle is coming out with the third entry into 28 Days Later.
Get the hell out of here, really?
Danny Boyle, Danny Boyle.
Wait,
the zombies are calling.
Speaking of Danny Boyle, is he the director of the movie Yesterday, or is he like a producer on it? What is he?
He's the director.
You know, I did not know that until today. I saw, like, you know how the movie Yesterday is about to come out in theaters, and I saw
this week. Today.
Yeah. Oh, it's today? Okay.
Oh, yeah, today.
Whatever. Tomato, who gives a shit? It's coming out this week, okay?
Yeah, and I can't say till I get back.
No, but I saw a picture of the film, and it said a Danny Boyle film, and I was like, what? I didn't know that he was the one directing Yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one directing, just not the One Direction.
We all just stay quiet on that one.
Hello?
That didn't even.
I'm sorry. The mic did not pick that up. Let me repeat the joke.
No.
Just go.
So, talking about bad punchlines, George Clooney is directing another film that is going to be a Netflix sci-fi film. I don't know about you guys, but George Clooney sucks as a director, so I'm not looking forward to this.
I don't know about that.
What else has he directed?
He did the one in space with what's her name, aimlessly floating.
He directed the one with Sandra Bullock?
I believe that was George Clooney, right?
No, that was wasn't that like Alfonso Cuarón or some shit? Like,
I think so.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's a horrible movie, just like every other one of his.
Shut the fuck up.
He did Tomorrowland, which was crap. He did. God damn it! Where else? He did. No, that's not. No, that's not directed by him. Why the hell? Yeah, he did Gravity.
Gravity.
It was okay. He was actor in it. My bad. Whoops.
Duh. Dumbass.
Wow.
Wow, I was right. It was Alfonso Cuarón. Damn, dude. Holy
Yeah,
shit. I'm really
That's a
good.
horrible movie, though. It's a really bad movie. The Good Night and Good Luck. Leatherheads.
Who gives a shit? Okay, what else? Go on with
Crappy movies. All right. Then also, Disney has officially announced that they are making an animated version of Flash Gordon, and
yes, I heard about
Taika Waititi is going to be the director for it. So this is the director of Thor.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, sorry. There we go.
And also, isn't he directing? No, he's not. Sorry. Wasn't he like stand-in director for Guardians 3 until they rehired James Gunn?
Yes, he was. And he also had another hand in a couple other really good movies. So I'm excited to see him behind the wheel on that one because that's going to be an interesting choice. Another thing that they announced, Space Jam 2 is not only going to have NBA players, it's going to have WNBA players. Which
Space Jam 2 has been like not remade, but like the script and storyline has been done and redone and redone. I mean, they were supposed to start doing it LeBron's second season. Do the math.
Yeah, I know. But
let's just say until Space Jam 2 is in theaters, I won't believe that movie is real.
Yeah, same thing with Beetlejuice too.
Yeah, like I won't. It's just it's like one of those movies that's it's like video games. Like it's in such development hell that unless that shit finally releases, I don't believe that it's actually gonna happen.
$10 is gonna be as bad as Duke Nukem Forever.
All right, so next news. The Invisible Man has officially announced some of the cast, which I'm excited because this is going to be a Blumhouse.
Can we see them?
I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to end the episode right here. 8 minutes in.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you guys are going to be rid of me for 2 weeks, okay? I got to get them in while I can.
Thank God.
I need a break from you, William.
Yeah,
like
you and your dad jokes. Jesus Christ.
You know, I'm all for a good dad joke, but man, this is like an all-time low, dude.
That's a fat dad joke, since he's trying too hard.
Oh, I thought you said fat dad joke. I was like fat dad joke.
I said fat
I was like, okay.
Jokes.
I'm a fat dad.
He's going self-deprecating now.
I'm
all
a
right.
fat dad.
God damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby.
All right, so they have Aldous Hodge that's going to be, and Harriet Dyer, Elizabeth Moss, and Storm Reed are all involved.
That is literally the only name I knew out of all those names you mentioned. Elizabeth Moss was the only one that I knew.
Really?
Right?
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Straight up.
Storm Reed is really good. Harriet Dyer is really good too. Aldous Hodge, I haven't seen enough of, so I don't know for sure. But I'm glad that Universal and Blumhouse are coming together to try to salvage what's left of the dark universe that Universal wanted to do. So I'm happy to see that, honestly.
After the monstrosity that was The Mummy?
It was not that fucking
It was
bad. No, it was
horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was
it was absolutely
no. Okay, it's not a good movie in any way, shape, or form. It's just not like the worst. It's, I don't know. I could definitely see like, oh, whatever. You want to watch a shitty movie?
Entry ever in a series of mummy movies, and that's including the original.
Hey, the original one was amazing. Get the fuck out of here.
Name a worst mummy movie.
The one after Scorpion King.
I was about to say.
No, that was still better. That was still better.
No, it was not.
No, get the fuck, bro. Come on, man. Are you joking? Everything with the Rock and not anything with the Scorpion King.
I like the Scorpion King. Scorpion King was good. The first one.
Those movies are so bad, dude. Like, don't make me lose respect for you, dude.
Oh, shut your face.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Well, yeah, but okay. You can say that it was not as bad, or you can say that it was worse, but at least I didn't end an entire franchise.
It did.
No, because it was doing a trilogy, but then that was it. The Mummy with Tom Cruise stopped the entire potential franchise of what they had in mind.
I wanted
so bad.
I wanted to see Russell Crowe play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I know.
So did I. I was actually looking forward to it. That's why I was mad. That's why I was mad when they canceled it.
I was excited about it, but whatever. Anyways, and then last bit of news that I found this kind of like really sad because I used to watch this show. Doug the Bounty Hunter, his wife actually passed away at 51, which really sucks.
She was battling cancer.
What?
Cancer.
Oh, she was battling cancer.
Yeah. She was diagnosed with cancer a couple years back. And she said it went into remission, and then it came back, and then she stopped doing chemo. I guess it was too aggressive, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
that sucks. I used to watch that show too.
Same.
And it's a good show. So I just wanted to end the segment with that news because mad respects.
Yes. Well, there was also another death. This is more in the YouTube community, but
yeah.
YouTuber by the name of Etika, Desmond Amafa, he committed suicide a couple of days ago, and they found his body. He was 29 years old.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like suffering from like a bunch of like mental stuff, and yeah, the signs were there, and then he like uploaded a video basically saying like sorry that the world would be better without him, and then his fan base was going crazy, and he kind of like disappeared. And
didn't they take down like his channel for something, or there's a petition to get his channel back, which means that YouTube shut his channel down at some point.
No, yeah, they shut it down because he himself just uploaded a bunch of porn. Because he wanted to have his YouTube channel deleted because, like I said, like the guy was going through a bunch of stuff, and like he just at one point he was, I guess, like fed up with it and wanted like his YouTube channel just deleted. So he just himself uploaded a bunch of porn, which of course goes against the terms of service, and got his channel deleted. But unfortunately, the NYPD found his body in the Hudson River. So.
Jesus. Oh wow! So, that's like 2 blocks over from where I live. Obviously the Hudson River is more than just where I live.
They originally found his stuff on the Manhattan Bridge, and then they found his stuff. And what I assume happened is that's where
literally right where I live.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's where he jumped, and then the river, took him wherever, and then they found his body eventually. So wherever Etika and what's her name? I forgot her name. Dog's wife.
Oh, I can't remember.
Let's find it. Dog.
It's Beth Chapman.
Beth Chapman.
Yes.
Beth Chapman.
Or her maiden name is Smith. So Beth Smith or Beth Chapman and Etika, wherever you guys are, man. R.I.P. and rest in peace, man. May you be good.
Yes, indeed.
So anything else in the movie news?
Nope, that's it for today.
All right.
One last bit of information. Chucky sucks. Moving on.
It does not. That movie was not as bad as you say.
No, it really was.
Okay, you have no appreciation for schlocky horror, I think.
No. I do, because I love Chucky. Chucky's one of my favorite slasher scenes.
It's never been a good movie. It's a fucking movie about a goddamn killer doll.
Dude, his face looks like Willem Dafoe, for crying out loud. Come on.
No, it does not.
It does not.
Bro,
I will send you pictures of the new Chucky smiling, and then pictures of Willem Dafoe smiling, and I guarantee you're going to be like, oh, shit.
Dude, Willem Dafoe is the shit of nightmares. This Chucky is not, okay? So it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. All right, guys, so stay tuned after this quick break, and we're going to come at you with our new, not-so-new segment, the movie bucket list.
When we were kids, we all had our go-to happy place.
our escape. We gravitated to art, movies, bands, musical, or books. Something that did not make us feel alone, but empowered us in a world of love, magic, and adventures. Come with me as we explore the wizarding world with William Phoenix.
Alright guys, welcome back for our new, not so new segment, the movie bucket list, where William surprises my cousin and myself with a movie off these posters he has, and we all debate if it should or should not be on this movie. And William,
or if it's on the poster in the first place.
Exactly. Is the movie in this list at all this week? Because last week it wasn't. What mistake? No, it's okay. It was fine. I really don't care. I like busting your balls. It's funny.
No, I know.
We all do.
All right, so William, what is the movie this week?
So I'm gonna give you a hint on the movie first, and you tell me if you can figure out what the movie is. Okay.
Okay.
What week don't you?
Yeah, this is always a guessing game, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong.
I'm hoping you guys can hear this.
Please.
Can you hear it now?
Yes, stuck in the middle with you. Okay. What movie has that song, or something along those lines? Lewis, can you?
I don't know. No.
I'm drawing a blank right now. So
this is really going to be one of those moments when you guys figure out what it is, because you're going to be tickled.
It's either going to be oh shit, or are you seriously saying that this reminds you of this movie?
No.
Totally
I
wrong.
can't believe that I didn't remember this scene from this movie, because
okay,
you'll be green with rage over it.
Is this like a fucking Hulk reference?
No. I told you you'd be tickled pink. I thought that would give it away. Apparently not, because you're uncultured swines, and I'm going to tell Tarantino all about it.
Oh, God.
He figured it out.
Which one?
Well, are you not a fan?
I'm not a fan of Pulp. I'm sorry.
Really?
I don't like it in my orange juice, and I don't like the movie.
It's not Pulp Fiction.
Which one is it?
It's Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
Told you.
Okay.
And there it is.
Oh, that's right. Oh, God damn it.
And you know what, Lewis? Pulp doesn't like you either, so suck it. In your orange juice and the movie, they're both amazing, so shut up.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that. Pulp is disgusting. It's like phlegm in the orange juice.
No, it's not. It's part of the fucking fruit, dude. If you think pulp looks like phlegm, you got something wrong with you, buddy.
Shit is part of me. Doesn't mean that I enjoy it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but our shits are ranked, dude. Like, we're on a whole nother level, dude. We kill people with our poop.
All right. Anyways, Reservoir Dogs.
Back to Reservoir Dogs.
Yes. Fuck yes.
I will go as far to say that Reservoir Dogs is Tarantino's best movie.
Oh, by far.
Like, hands down. So it's not the first Tarantino film I saw. I think either Kill Bill or Pulp Fiction was. Are you okay there? Did you choke on yourself?
Yeah, as soon as you say Pulp Fiction, it's the pulp reaction.
You know what's funny? Like, I'm like at the verge where I'm about to say fuck talking about Reservoir Dogs, and I really want to know why you hate Pulp Fiction so much.
It's such an overrated piece of crap.
Let's take a little sidestep from what we normally do. Do we agree that Reservoir Dogs should be on a bucket list of 100 movies that you should watch before you die?
Hell yeah.
Do we all three agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be in the top 30 for me.
Cool.
Top 30.
Yeah, I agree.
We agree on it?
Yeah.
We agree on it.
Yeah.
Now, Lewis, why do you hate Pulp Fiction?
Okay. The pacing is all over the fucking place. I hate that.
That's the idea.
I hate that in the movie.
Have you ever watched like a
Yes, I have. I have. Yeah, I didn't. I never enjoyed them. I've never enjoyed this subgenre ever. It just never has been my thing.
Are you sure this is not like a new sentiment you have towards this movie? Because I'm pretty sure that when I was in high school, like 10 years ago, I
never liked Pulp Fiction. I loved Reservoir Dogs. I loved Kill Bill. Never liked Pulp Fiction.
Interesting. I could have sworn like 10 years ago.
The two movies
you were
I
okay
cannot
with it.
stand of Tarantino are Jackie Brown and Pulp Fiction.
I knew you disliked.
Don't like Jackie Brown.
I know you dislike Jackie Brown, but I can swear that like 10 years ago you were okay with Pulp Fiction. Excuse me.
I was one of the few people in film school that fucking hated that shit. Hated it. Like I just think it's super overrated. I don't think the best line in the whole movie is the what do you call it? The quote that this guy does from the Bible. That's it.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes.
Say that again, motherfucker. I love
that whole scene is fucking brilliant. Everything else in the movie is garbage.
No, I like
you know that Pulp Fiction is referenced in the MCU, right?
With the burger. Yeah, with the burger.
No, not that with the burger. Samuel L. Jackson's character in Pulp Fiction is referenced in the MCU.
No when?
So during Winter Soldier, when they fake his death, spoiler alert, they visit his grave. The first two lines from that proverb that he quotes the Bible from is what's engraved in his headstone.
Interesting.
Yeah. So theoretically, Pulp Fiction is canon to the MCU.
Are you sure it's just not a nod to the character?
Or it could be a nod, but still.
Or maybe they're quoting the Bible?
No, because they confirmed it.
Tombstones have a lot of Bible verses on them. Just saying.
They confirmed it, dipshit.
Are you sure?
Okay, who cares? So you're telling me that so my favorite part of Pulp Fiction is the Vincent Vega and Mia Wallace part.
I fucking don't like it. I don't like John Travolta in the first place. So his best movie for me is Face Off. That's it. After that, I cannot stand Grease.
Yo, Battlefield Earth was great. What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of here.
I can't even finish that with a straight
I don't even know what to say. If anyone in my life ever came up to me and was like, Battlefield
You didn't like Michael?
No.
I was.
What about the one
I thought that was a joke. I was like,
if anyone in my life comes up to me and is like, Battlefield Earth is unironically a good movie, I will I don't know what I'd do to myself, dude.
Divorce.
Battlefield Earth was supposed to be the first movie in a franchise of movies, which basically depicted what's his religion, the one that the big Hollywood religion and stuff. Scientology, yes.
Again, I don't like Tarantino. When it came to this movie, his writing was lazy. His pacing was just fucking god awful. I hated that. The music is always good in a Tarantino movie, but that doesn't say anything about the director. That's mostly the music's original composers and stuff like that. It's just good, catchy music.
I think that the Pulp Fiction soundtrack is the best soundtrack from a Tarantino movie.
Weird.
I wouldn't go that far.
Weirdly enough, it's the line that always stuck with me from a fucking Tarantino movie. It's the part in Kill Bill Volume 1 when Oren is killing her, when she decapitates that dude in the meeting.
If anyone brings up my
no, if anybody else has anything else to say, now's the fucking time. I don't know why that line is always stuck with me.
Because it's a fucking great line, and that's what Tarantino is known for, is really good lines. And just this movie didn't deliver at all for me.
Okay, I like Pulp. I like it a lot, but I do think that I do think that Reservoir is his best movie.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
and the other one that he wrote but didn't direct was Natural Born Killers.
Yes.
Which, oh my God.
Was great.
And also True Romance, which if you know Tarantino's style, those two movies are for sure definitely part of it.
I know that I think he just brought it over from Japan, but I like that movie Hero. That was
produced by him.
Tarantino Presents.
It
wasn't a movie by Tarantino. And now we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that's coming out this summer. And
yes, we do.
Early reviews and early reports is that it's going to be a pretty decent movie. And well, let's Like, I don't think it's going to be Reservoir Dog kind of movie, but I still think it's going to be a good movie.
Okay, so Reservoir Dogs, first of all, let's go back to that movie because this deserves a lot more talking about.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we got that part out of the way in case this went like way too long and we're like, all right, at least we figured out whether we believe it or not.
Okay, so first of all, Mr. Pink all the way. Fuck yeah. That is, out of the characters, I fucking love Steve Buscemi. Yeah. He is the best part out of the bandits. Who do you guys identify with of the bandits?
Oh shit, that's hard. That's hard.
I don't know, because I mean they're all kind of like very sociopathic, so I don't know if I actually want to identify with any of them.
I'd go with Mr. Pink or Mr. Orange.
I think, Brandon, for you, I definitely see Tim Roth, Mr. Orange. Definitely.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's like dancing while he's cutting the guy's ear off, right? Is that who it is?
No, he's the cop.
He's the one that gets shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Spoilers. Sorry. Might be. Yeah, I really like Reservoir Dogs. I should watch that movie again. It's been a really long time since the last time I saw it. So.
Oh, it's such a fun, like, the movie takes place all in one location. It's all very centralized. It's all very tiny. It's enclosed, and you feel like that, which is what the whole point of the film is meant to be. It's meant to be kind of this enclosed, encapsulated little thing where you feel the tension of all these characters. And you're able to have the flair that Quentin Tarantino is good at, which is writing amazing dialogue interaction. He's not good at writing dialogue by himself, like doing a monologue or anything like that. He's good at doing dialogue, which is that interaction with other characters.
He's really good at writing like really witty dialogue.
Dialogue, not monologues, which is why I think Pulp Fiction fails, because there's a lot of monologues in the film, including his own monologue, which just is god-awful. And that whole thing with the fucking gimp, I was just like, huh? What?
With Zed?
Yeah, I was like, what? No.
That's that big.
It was done better by falling down. No. I'm sorry. It was trying to be bigger than it really should have been. The movie is way overrated. I would probably give Pulp Fiction like a 3 out of 10.
Oh damn!
Jesus.
I really don't enjoy the movie. Reservoir Dogs, on the other hand, is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is coveted 10 out of 10.
Coveted. You should, in post-production, just be like, coveted. Oh man, that'd be funny. Just put coveted. I think the Reservoir Dogs should be on this list. It should definitely be like in the top 30, and I give Reservoir probably like 8.5, 9. It's definitely a really solid film, and Tarantino's best.
I give it a solid 9. I mean, it's supposed to be on this list. It's really well done. I will agree, it's one of Tarantino's best movies.
So you want to just do a twofer and do Pulp Fiction too?
Sure.
Because we're already halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think that...
I agree.
I don't think that Pulp Fiction is top 100 movies too much, but definitely I also don't think that it's like a 2 out of 10. I'll definitely probably give it like a good 7 out of 10.
I disagree with both of you. I think that Pulp Fiction definitely deserves to be on the top 100. Do I think it should be in the top 30? No. Probably like 50s. 50s or 60s. And I would give Pulp probably an 8. Probably.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that. We actually disagreed on something. Yeah.
Not the movie that we chose, though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, close.
Close but no cigar.
So scratch that one out, William. That way we don't do it again.
Look, I'll do it as soon as I get back from Italy, because fuck you, that's
why. All right. All right, and after this quick little break, we're going to come at you live with the main segment of our show, the main review, which is At the Heart of Gold Inside the USA Gymnastics Scandal.
It's going to hit very close to home, so bring tissue.
Hey, you lovely nerds. This is Nisha M., your geek mom, from Diversely Geek. Diversely Geek is a global non-profit that promotes self-acceptance by highlighting the positive message of fandom. We're all fans of something that has affected us for the better. We like to express that love by embracing our inner geeks with you all on our podcast Diversely Geek Discusses. We also have a podcast for any Whovians out there called Doctor Who in Review. We often partner with Manbitesmedia, so you're bound to come across us sooner or later. You can find us all on our podcast platforms as Diversely Geek Discusses and on social media platforms as Diversely Geek. You can also subscribe on our website, diverselygeek.org, where you can find our podcasts, videos, original content, articles, and so much more. And remember, there's some good in this world, Mr. Aslan.
Alright guys, welcome back for the main segment of our show, the main review, which is At the Heart of Gold, Inside the USA Gymnastics Scandal. This is a documentary off of HBO, basically talking about the whole ordeal with Larry Nassar, the doctor of the USA Gymnastics, and basically them finding out that he had been sexually abusing these girls for many, many years.
It's women.
Well, it's now some of them are women.
Or young women.
Yeah, girls, young women. He was basically a pedophile, a serial pedophile. This was...
Well, not just a pedophile, but he was like a molester and pretty much a rapist.
Well, didn't they find like fucking child pornography in his house?
They did. He's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
Right? Oh yeah, that's it. I wasn't taking away from him. He's a pedophile. Like on top of being a pedophile,
yeah, he's a sexual predator in and out. You know.
Yeah, pretty much.
This was
he's a scumbag.
Yeah, he's the lowest of the low. This was William's pick. So there's gonna be a touchy subject. It's gonna be more serious than usual. So where do you guys want to start with this documentary?
First of all, I want to start off real quick on this. This is a documentary that needs to be seen by everybody. It's hard to get through. For me, I couldn't get through it on the first sitting. I had to split it up into two. So even if you have to sit through it twice, sit through this. Make this conversation a standard across all households.
Yeah.
Because this needs to be seen by people. It is a very, very hard topic to bring up with your child. But if you have a family and you have a child that is underage, this documentary is a perfect conversation starter for this topic. Because every parent needs to have this conversation now with their child, as fucked up as it is.
I wouldn't show this to a child.
We have to.
No, you don't.
I wouldn't show it to a child as much as I would watch it as an adult to get an idea as to how to go and approach my child about making sure that this is not happening to them. And on top of it, made feel that if they tell an adult, they're going to be in trouble, they're going to do this and do that.
Look, as a child, I don't think as a parent, you shouldn't be showing a child a documentary about a man that is predatory towards little girls, where they even go into detail that he sticks his fingers inside them. Like, that's something I don't think you should put.
I get where you're coming from, Lewis, and
the thing is, though, is that this conversation, the only way things are going to change is by having a conversation, as difficult as it is.
No, it's there's a line. There's a line in the
kids.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kids are never going to understand the scale and scope of what could possibly happen to them. And the thing is, we've had this conversation before. This is not something that's new to the world. This happened
how many years ago? This only happened less than 10 years ago. So this is not something. Predators have been part of the conversation for the last 20 years. The thing is, though, is that people and parents in particular do not want to show their children the repercussions and what could happen. And by not doing so, they are not giving their children the tools that they need to fight against monsters and horrible fucking people like this.
You don't have to show your child this, though. I remember from an early age my mother telling me, if anybody ever touches you in your private parts, tell me. That's all you got to tell your kid, dude. Just be very frank with them and very open with them and be like, hey, if a man or a woman or anybody for that matter, whatever age they may be, touches your penis if you're a boy, or your vagina or your butt or your breasts, whatever, tell your parents, you know?
But the counterpoint to that, unfortunately, is that these people know that parents do this, and they find ways to still make their victim double guess themselves and double, like, you know what I mean? It's
that's what I was getting at.
Yes,
because
they are getting their parents are doing their jobs. I'm not saying parents are not, but it's kind of, you know, it's like the drug war. The DEA finds ways to get drugs up the streets. Drug dealers finds a way to get drugs back on the street, and it's a cat and mouse game. And
that's why you got to go straight to the source. You got to go. Unfortunately, you have to lay this burden on the children.
Nah, bro.
Having said that, I do not agree that an 8-year-old that's getting into gymnastics for the first time needs to be shown this. It needs to be said, like, hey, if you get hurt and you feel like the doctor, first of all, doctors should allow a parent in with them at all times.
That's the thing. This documentary said that they did. He was doing it with the parents there.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was the part that disgusted me the most. That besides everything else, the fact that the parent was there to witness everything and still nothing was said by the child. This man was a master manipulator. He manipulated the children. He manipulated the situation so he could make everything happen. This is what's going on. This is why you can't just have a conversation. You have to shock your children now, because that's the only way that it's going to get through to them to be able to understand things like this.
I don't know,
unfortunately, we have to be scared of everybody nowadays.
I'm not belittling the victims of this, but you gotta be as a parent, you gotta be dumb. I don't know, man. You could tell if someone's inappropriately touching your child. Come on, man. Is it that hard?
Okay, so at least the way that the documentary is, we weren't there. Yeah. We don't know what happened or what was going on or how the situation actually unfolded, so we can't go into that. But the fact is, though, is that this conversation needs to be had around the table. One way or another, I think we all agree about that.
Yeah, no.
That this conversation needs to be had with every child out there as soon as they become of age, that they're going to school, that they're going out to the public, not under the protection of the parents. And this goes also for aunts, uncles, everybody else that cares for a child, because guess what? Predators also lie within the family as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So these are conversations that should be had on a regular basis. This is not something that should be stigmatized the way that it is in conversation. It needs to be had. This needs to show how atrocious and how horrible of a thing that you're doing to a child when you're doing these things. Because you're not only destroying the life of a person, you're destroying the future of a potential person that could do so much more. Because once this person is messed with the way that they are, it changes them 100%. For the rest of their life, they are never going to be the same. And this documentary does an amazing job of portraying the savage nature of this man,
but not
and
also
the
of this man.
manipulation.
But not only of this man, of a lot of people in the
Correct
in the U.S. gymnastics, like
This was like pretty much the gymnastic version of what happened at Penn State.
Yeah,
because
basically.
There were people that knew, and there were people that either denied it or point blank, like I forgot what the woman's name, but like, and part of my language, but like that bitch that basically could have stopped it.
Yep.
When she was approached.
Yep.
And she was told, "Oh no, I've been friends with him for forever. That's not him. You misinterpreted it." She could have ended it. And there were other people that stepped forward that basically the guy that like endorsed him, that was like the hard ass apparently, like the one that they say oh, he's a hard ass, but he's like the best coach in gymnastics or whatever. And him too, he could have ended it, and he basically told people, sweep it under the carpet. And these people, and they have been held accountable, thank God. But I don't think that they've been held accountable enough. Because had it not been for these people, hundreds of other victims, every victim that
these women. I'm sorry, I'm going to correct you on that. These women that stood up, and unfortunately, it takes hundreds of fucking women to stand up and finally show how fucked up this guy is, to finally change and make something actually happen. That is fucking atrocious.
The scene that got me.
No, I was going to say that they should have been held accountable for every person that he molested after they told those women to not say anything.
The scene that got
they should be held accountable for those.
The scene that got me was when they're after the whole like trial with Larry Nassar, when they're interviewing the I forget who was interviewing then at the time the president of the whole like U.S. gymnastics, and he was like, I've been told by my attorney to plead the fifth.
Yeah, with the Senate.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like, you piece of shit. Like you know that you're guilty, and that's why your attorney's like, don't say shit, dude.
Like this documentary is very hard to watch. I'll give you that 100%.
I wouldn't go as far to say that. I guess it affects people differently. Like I've
had a lot of.
You told me like before, like when you were watching the documentary, that like it was, like you said, it was hard to watch, and like I've had
friends come to me,
okay,
tell me about their stories of what happened to them. So this hits very close to me because a lot of my personal friends have gone through situations that are similar to this.
Yeah. And
seeing what they've had to endure and how they came out of it, and how people don't fucking listen. They don't listen to women when they come out and say something.
It's not even. It's not women though. But like at the end, at the same
fucking
point,
women, because there's some situations that have occurred that until a little boy was messed with, then nothing happened because nobody believed.
At the same point, I feel like it's to the extremes. They either do listen or they listen too much. Like for instance, like, I'm not saying that if a woman comes up to somebody and is like, hey, this guy raped me or touched me inappropriately, that you shouldn't, like, not believe her. But, like, there should be an investigation. Like, I feel like with this whole Me Too movement and all that, like, people are just way too quick to be like, let's crucify the ever-living shit out of this man.
Everything needs to go through due process and needs to be investigated. But that's the difference. Everybody that is being brought up under accusation needs to be investigated.
Like, people are way too quick to be like, yeah, this guy fucking did this to her. And it's like, you don't know that.
It should not be a publicity thing.
You don't know that. Like, maybe
this information should not be on the news, because I'm sorry. I get the fact that and that's the problem though, Brandon, is that now the only way to get things to happen is by making it publicly known.
But also, I feel like a lot of people, and I guess women, I'm not trying to belittle like victims of like sexual abuse or whatnot, but people are really fucking cruel, and I could totally see a person lying just to fuck up your life because they just don't like you. And they do.
They do. But the thing is, Brandon,
people do that all the time, but they usually tend to do it in like court cases because they want to get the kids, so they'll.
It's so fucked, like, dude. Like that's why when like.
So that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, Brandon, and that is being shown apparent by this documentary is that unfortunately we live in a society that if women don't make it a fucking publicity stunt or a publicity event, that is the only way that it gets people's fucking attention. And that's the fucked up part of our society right now, is that if it wasn't for these women standing up and doing what they need to do, then nobody would pay attention to them. And that's the fucking problem. That is the core problem of our society.
People need to also like read between the lines, because there's times where like it's not easy for a woman to, or not even just a woman. It's never easy. Or there could be times where somebody's trying to tell you no, somebody's trying to tell, or somebody's trying to tell you, you know, like they're trying not to be upfront. But if you don't read between the lines and get subtle messages, you'll find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, well, I didn't know. Read between the fucking lines.
We live in a world where it's scary to be anybody right now. It's scary to be a girl because...
Like, not everything is going to be black and white. You know what I mean? Like,
we live in a world where it's scary to be a woman because you don't want to be raped, you don't want to be inappropriately touched or whatnot. And then it's scary to be a man because you're scared of maybe doing something and then this woman just completely twists it and, you know, comes out.
The thing is, though, is that we have to understand and we have to change our language as guys. The three of us have had to change our language a lot in the last few years. And we're still evolving. We're still going through that process of changing the language appropriately. But if it wasn't for this movement that sparked this, we wouldn't have known that we needed to change the language. Now, that shows how ignorant we are about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying guys as a general term.
Yeah.
Because not all guys are like that or willing to accept that we need to change our language.
I'm all for this movement. I'm all for the Me Too movement. I'm all for, like, you know, finally, you know, catching and showing the world that some men are predators, some people are predators, but like I'm not okay with this witch hunt that people go on.
Well, again, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with that because we've been neglecting women rights. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, because of that, everybody has to suffer. And I'm sorry, but I'm okay with that. Because even if it happens to me, guess what? It's the way our society is right now. And we have to do this. We have to improve. We have to change our situation here. Because this cannot happen. This fucking scandal should never have happened in 2016. 2016, and we're still dealing with these atrocities and these nasty fucking people. It's like, God, what?
Well, I mean, we live in a society where we get people that go and willingly rape an unconscious girl behind a dumpster and then get 6 months in jail and then still try to fight having the fact that they have to register as a sex offender for the rest of their lives. It's like, dude, you got 6 months in jail for raping a fucking girl, and now you don't even have the balls to just be like, okay, yeah, I'm just like, this is the society that we fucking live in, and we get judges that, you know, will pass and, like, you know,
right.
And I'm not saying every judge is like this because I know not every judge is like that. But it's
look
like,
at the judge in this film.
I love when she's like, God, I signed your death warrant. I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I loved it.
Dale, get some. You are done.
She was incredible. The way she handled the case and the way that she caught him doing that manipulation when he was saying his statement. Oh my God, that was so impressive. And the fact that she was like, no, stop this fucking idiot, you know? And dude, I felt so like I connected with that guy that went off on the judge and said, can I get 1 minute with him, please? Like,
no, yeah, and then he goes after him anyway, and yeah.
I was like, yes. That honestly, if that ever happened to my stepdaughter, oh, I'll be running.
Dude, that part when
that man will be
that
dead.
part when the dad is like, "Can I get a minute with him?" and he just rushes at the guy and like
that would have been me.
Dude, like, Jesus Christ.
That would have been me. I don't give a shit.
You see that guy almost piss his pants when he sees.
Dude, he was like, like, oh my God.
Straight up, he was like, "Wait, you gonna let this happen?" Like, so, honestly, if I were the judge, I would have been like, "Oh, the deputy tripped. Whoopsie, he got to you in time. Got a couple good clips in there."
Yeah.
But,
I would have let him.
Man, we need to learn to read each other a lot better, and obviously, no means no, and there's those instances where we don't know, or we don't get the subtle message, or we don't get the subtle hint. It's like, oh, this person doesn't want to do this, or this person doesn't want to date me, or this. It's like, stop and put yourself in their situation. Stop and be like, okay, if this person is telling me, I don't know, X, Y, and Z. If I were saying X, Y, and Z, how would I mean it? Because chances are they could mean the same thing. Like, if I go up to a friend of mine, right, and I'm like, I don't know, you remind me of my mom, or, you remind me of my sister, or I love you like my sister. Chances are I'm trying to tell that person, you're cool, you're nice, but it's, just gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Because if somebody tells me that, oh, I love you like a brother, I love you like you remind me of my dad, which is very different than daddy, but that's a whole different podcast.
Oh my God.
I had to make a joke here. I know we were being serious and whatnot, but, it's like, oh, okay, like, my mind is going, they see me as a parental figure, which is kind of a way of saying there's nothing there. Like, like, don't try, don't. It's like, okay, cool. I get the hint. I get the point. But then we also have to try and read, like, if somebody's always vibrant, if somebody's always outgoing, and then all of a sudden you can literally almost feel and see that light has been turned off, something is off. Like, somebody's a bad day, that's one thing. But if it's a constant, all of a sudden, change of personality, probe, ask, find out what's going on, try, like, and unfortunately we don't want to get into that little, like, not that little, but into that circle of, now I'm just, like, feeling like I'm being over protective of over, whatever. It's like, if you
think of it this way, if you think of the person that you're talking to as if somebody was dating your daughter, would you want that person to say that or act that way towards your daughter? That's how we should be respecting each other. Or your mother. Whatever the case is, that's how you want to look at the situation. When you're about to talk to a woman, remember, that is a woman. That is exactly like your mother, like your daughter, if you have one, or like your sister. Think of it like that, because that's the same respect that you should have towards that other human being that is a woman.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We all need to be better at communicating, and that includes everybody. We need to have clear dialogue. Get rid of this fucking horrible thing that people have about talking about sexuality. Sexuality should be an open thing, and people should have open dialogues and say, no, I do not want to have sex with you. Or, hey, I want to have sex with you. Let's do something. That, obviously not those words, but you know what I mean. It has to have an open dialogue. So misinterpretations like this cannot occur. And that's something in the future. Right now, we need to correct what's in hand. What this situation brought out, which was a horrible person that is spent years upon years upon years of fucking abusing children. Okay? That can't be okay in anybody's eyes. And if it is, you, first of all, you deserve to be burned at the stake.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Second of all, fuck you. Stop listening to this podcast if you agree with that fucking animal's message. Okay? Or you put yourself in that person's shoes, because you need to reevaluate yourself and understand that you have some serious issues.
I also do think
Okay.
that you need help. And
Yeah.
it's possible maybe that you can be rehabilitated like the judge says in the documentary.
But that man could not.
Yeah, no.
No.
I'm sorry.
He could not.
And I know this is going to give me a lot of shit, and a lot of people don't agree with this, but there are certain instances where the law should allow for death penalty to be brought up immediately, and this man should have been put lethal injection or something, some form of death penalty, because I'm sorry.
Well, in the quote unquote, I use this the next word very loosely, and just in this aspect, the great state of Alabama, they have now passed the bill, which I believe is going into a law, that anybody that is convicted of child molestation has to go through a chemically induced castration.
Good.
Which they don't cut your balls off, but they make you sterile. Sterilization. That's what it is. Sterilization, not castration.
Oh, they
Sorry.
shouldn't do that. They would just cut off the whole thing.
I think it's your dick falls off. Like, I'm not joking around. If what you're talking to, if I remember correctly, like where they use chemicals, it's like your dick falls off, basically.
Lorena Bob that thing. Fuck that.
Jesus.
Lorena Bob that thing and make it hurt. Make it suffer. Make that
Also,
fucker suffer.
I think it's Lorena Bobbitt.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's Lorena Bobbitt.
Put a knife to the fire and cut that shit off and let it be. After that, let that fucker suffer in prison.
Let it be.
If he dies, then great. That's perfect. That's even better. But if he survives that shit, he's not gonna have a dick to be able to do anything with. And if it's a woman, then other things have to happen. But
so
that's
yeah.
This movie is.
Let's wrap this up.
10 out of 10 for me.
I'd give it a 9. It's a very good documentary, and it's not super long. It's not short. I think it doesn't overstay its welcome, I guess, if you want to say anything about it. It's
William?
Yeah, it's good.
No, I mean, I guess like I would give it like a 10 out of 10, and for all the reasons that you guys talked about. A, it's informative. It's not like a 2.5 hour or 2 hour long documentary, but it covers all the points in full detail. It talks about the victims. It doesn't sit there and make you feel like, oh, should I feel bad about this person? It's like, no, like it's cut and dry, but in a very good way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I would very much recommend it, and I know that it'll bring to the forefront probably like a lot of people talking, but that was the whole point of me picking this, because we always, and there's nothing wrong with it, but like we're always picking the genre of movie where it's like, oh, it's funny, or oh, it's a horror movie, or whatever else. I'm like, I wanted to pick something that was not necessarily eye-opening, but just different in the sense of, this is the real world, this is reality, and we're going to be talking seriously for a little bit. So, and I would say mission accomplished on that end.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you both enjoy it. You are rid of me for 2 weeks from picking, so
Yes.
Hopefully we'll make it count. But but I'm glad that we all enjoyed it and had fun with it. So, well, not fun with it, but it was.
It was an informative discussion.
It was the right decision that I picked. So
yes, it was.
Yes. So yeah, moving on or next segment.
All right,
let's do this.
All right, cool. So stay tuned after this quick little break when we come at you with the final segment of our show, the individual reviews, which are not live. Never live.
It'll be a lot brighter, a lot more upbeat, I promise.
The world was created. The silence was broken.
Middle-earth, with its rolling hills, broken mountains, flowing rivers, and beautiful forest, was created.
Cellar Door is a journey into the mythology, the mystery, and the beauty of Middle-earth. Sit back.
Close your eyes.
And imagine.
Alright guys, welcome back for the final segment of our show, the individual reviews. William, I almost said your other name, then the he who must not be named name, is going first this week.
Yes, I am, and I'm going with what I think is the right name, but I'm going to make sure that I got it right. Hey, I'm not the host here, so I'm good with this right now. Yes, I had it right. Cool. So I'm going with a movie from somebody that for a while has been like striking out, but I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm not the only one. So it's not like, oh, I'm bad. What?
I'm excited. What is it?
I don't know if I should say now because Louis is over there like groaning and moaning and whatever else he's doing.
Hey, if you don't get the show on the fucking road, no, I'm kidding.
Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen. Oh God, excuse me, Jesus Christ. I haven't seen it, but anything with Adam Sandler nowadays is like hot doo-doo. So.
Yeah, well, this seems to be one that is an exception because even by Netflix numbers, and this is what they released, they said that had this been released at the movie theaters, it actually would have brought in over $100 million.
Yeah, but they're also talking. Yeah, that's bullshit. You're talking about, first of all, you're gonna watch a movie that you don't have to pay for, so of course you're gonna take the risk of watching it. Adam Sandler is not a hot property at all in any way or form. If this movie would have been in theaters, it would have made maybe $10 million, not $100 million. You're talking about a standard movie on opening weekend, and these are big box office hits, make about 75 to 150.
Okay, well, the movie was good, so suck my balls. This is my review. Damn it. Kamate. No. So I thoroughly enjoyed it because I wouldn't say it's like it's not the humor of like Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore. I would say it's probably along the lines of 50 First Dates.
Neutered.
Can you just let the man review his movie? Please?
Are you neutering yourself? I'm sorry, bro.
William, just go.
Basically, it's Adam Sandler, and he's a cop, and he promised his wife 15 years ago that they were going to go to, he was going to take her to Europe for like their 15th anniversary or at some point. He lies to her about becoming a detective and still takes her. Along the way, they meet like this millionaire that invites them over to his father's boat because the millionaire's ex-fiance is now marrying his father. It happened. And then the father comes and tells the kids that he is rewriting the will and taking them out of the will. And before he's able to sign anything, the lights go out and the father's killed.
So while you were reviewing that, I was yawning, just like I was doing when I was watching the movie.
Well, I mean, that's what I do when you talk about Lord of the Rings, so it doesn't really take too much.
I swear to God. We're never ending this episode. Kill me.
I enjoyed it. I watched it with my girlfriend, who's not exactly the biggest Adam Sandler fan as of late, just like everybody else in the population.
Yeah.
And she enjoyed it. Like, she thought it wasn't the greatest Adam Sandler movie, but she said that she rather enjoyed it. So it wasn't just me sitting in because I'm biased because I like Sandler. I watched it with somebody that has not really been a Sandler fan for a while, and she said she liked it as well. So, and I can't go against the word of the girlfriend, or I sleep on the couch tonight. So, I enjoyed it. If you like the Adam Sandler of old, I would recommend watching this movie.
Of old? No.
Yeah,
this is new Sandler.
No. Well, when I say of old, I mean 51st Dates.
51st Dates is not old Sandler. Old Sandler is Happy Madison and all those.
No, that's original. That's original Sandler.
Anyways, I saw this one too. If you can't tell, I'd probably give it maybe a 3 out of 10.
I haven't seen it.
I'll take Brandon's opinion.
Did you rate it, William?
Huh?
Did you rate it?
No, I haven't rated it yet. I would probably rate it a good 7 out of 10. Like I said, not the best Adam Sandler movie, but definitely one that I enjoyed the most as of late.
And that one's streaming on Netflix. Netflix original too.
Yes.
Sweet.
So,
Okay.
Looking forward to his next outing and seeing what he has to offer us, and go from there.
All right. So, I have a very good movie to bring towards the table. It's a good actor that has a good background in movies lately. Even won an Oscar lately. Gary Oldman. And this is his latest film, or one of the latest films that he's made. The Space Between Us, 2017 film that it's a PG-13 film, runs about 2 hours. And it's basically about the first human on Mars. And it's this kid. This woman becomes pregnant upon the journey to Mars, and she doesn't tell any of the what do you call it, the people at NASA until she's halfway there. So she can't turn around. So she's pregnant and giving birth while they're landing on Mars, and the child was born in zero gravity. So this, for anybody that knows, can cause major issues if a person is not used to our Earth's gravity. So the kid was basically thought that wouldn't be able to survive here. So they start putting him through these procedure and all this stuff when he's a teenager because he wants to travel to Earth. He wants to come to Earth. And they don't know how to word it to stop him. And there's a couple other events that ensue that make him want to come to Earth, which is, I don't want to spoil it because it's fun reveal and interesting plot point in the film. It did in 2017.
Oh no! Okay.
And what do you call it? He comes to Earth, but obviously is not able to stay on Earth due to certain situations. The movie has really good pacing. It's so the biggest flaw with it. It kind of feels like the director is a Hallmark Channel director, and was kind of putting it into the film a little bit. If you ever seen what's the one with the ones, I think it's Upside Down or something like that.
What? What are you talking?
Upside Down, yeah, Upside Down with Jim Sturgis and Kristen Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, yeah, there you go. And it's basically a similar story. It's very like it's rom-com, but it's also like weird the way that they play the movie out. It feels I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like it's not trashy rom-com, but it's kind of like old school rom-com that kind of cheaply made because of like the effects and stuff like that. It feels too like glossy and too like clean for a film. But I think it's just because I've been used to watching space movies that are kind of like dirty and gritty. So maybe seeing clean space is not something I was used to. So I'm like, oh shit, it's clean, it's glossy, everything's nice and glossy and bright. So the movie is very bright. It is very uppity and very like that. So I give it a 7 out of 10. It's a good movie. It's on Netflix, and it's a good watch if you're in the mood for a rom-com with the girlfriend or date or whatever the case is.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm last. So this is streaming on Netflix, but I currently I recently watched it at a like
Amazon Prime.
What?
Yours is on Amazon Prime.
It was on Netflix. Did they take it off, I'm assuming?
Yep. It's on Amazon Prime.
There you go. Okay, cool. It's on something. Amazon Prime. But I recently saw it with my girlfriend at a local like independent theater, and that is 16 Candles, John Hughes' first movie, right? Is it his first movie?
I think so.
Let's find out. Whatever, it doesn't matter. My internet doesn't want to really cooperate with me right now, so I'm just not gonna. You know what? Fuck it. We're doing it live. Sorry, I had to do what Bill O'Reilly was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this movie stars Molly Ringwald as a teenager, Sam, who it's her birthday, and her entire family forgets that it's her birthday, and she is obsessed with this senior at her school, Jake Ryan, who's played by Michael Schofling. I don't know if he's played anything else, maybe in the 80s. I don't know if he's still an actor or whatnot. And she's obsessed with him, and she's in love with him, and she basically wants everything with him. And then there's also Anthony Michael Hall, who plays... Ted, a.k.a. Farmer Ted, or the Geek, as they refer to him in the movie, who I think is the best character in the movie. The movie's really cool. It's fun. It's very lighthearted. It's like a coming of age. My gripes with the movie, it is a little bit... there are things that they say that don't hold up well. No,
it's very dated.
Yeah,
it's a very
like there is a scene where Ted is talking to Jake, and Jake is like, "Yeah, my girlfriend's passed out upstairs. Like I could go up there and violate her like 10 ways." And I'm like, "Whoa, holy moly!" So yeah, there are things that are a little bit that wouldn't fly nowadays. That definitely don't age well.
16 Candles was his first directorial debut.
Yeah, it's
in 1984.
Yes. I know the 80s were a very different time. You know, it's fucking, 35 years ago? But overall, the movie's fine. It's just there are a couple of, sequences that are wow, holy moly. You know, the whole sequence where, Ted takes Jake's girlfriend home, and then they proceed to have sex, and... You know, you're rooting for the nerdy guy. You're like, wow, he had sex, and not only did he have sex, he had sex with, a popular girl, but it's just not well done. But...
I disagree with you. It was a well-done movie for the time.
No. The movie, it's just there are things about it, that scene, with Ted and the girl is fine, I think, because if he was like, oh yeah, I remembered having sex with her, if he said that, and she was like, I don't, then I think that would have not been good. But they're both like, oh yeah, we didn't remember having sex, but I'm pretty sure it happened, and I'm like, oh okay, that's fine.
You're forgetting about the amazing role that Molly Ringwald plays.
Yeah. No, Sam, she does an incredible role playing Sam. Your girl next door that just wants to be noticed, And
dude, the way that she plays the character though, that's the thing about John Hughes movies is the way that the characters unfold and the way that the characters establish themselves and everything.
The best character in the movie. We got Long Duck Dong.
Oh my god! No.
Long Duck Dong. Another thing that doesn't really age well.
Watanabe.
That's very racist. And everybody calls him Chinaman. Yeah.
This was like this particular character was like the Breakfast at Tiffany's of our generation.
Yeah.
With what was his name? If I forget, but yeah, like this was like Jesus Christ.
It's
Michael
like,
Anthony
Hall.
Who
did not stop and think that this was not, even at the time, like, I understand Breakfast at Tiffany's was like back in the day and was more socially acceptable, which is not right. But I mean, this was like 20 years later, and it's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And even for the 80s, it's like, it's kind of like that movie where that kid pretends to be black and spray tans himself black so he can get like a scholarship. I forget what his Soul Man. That's what he was. Soul Man. Holy crap. But yeah.
I don't know. I didn't find the whole, like, it is a bit racist, but I didn't find it to be like horribly like, wow,
it's racy, not racist. I would say it's racy.
Yeah. But I do enjoy his character a lot. I think he's the funniest character in the movie, and the whole like sequence where he like meets the girl that's like a bodybuilder that they like kind of start going out and stuff. It's really funny.
Yeah, I mean this is on par with those raunchy comedies that we had in the 80s, like Revenge of the Nerds, like Porky's.
Actually, I was surprised. I hadn't seen this movie in a while, and it's rated PG, and there's like a flat out like nude scene in the movie.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
there's...
whoa, I did not remember that.
Again, the 80s, they were definitely more laid back.
The 80s were wild, man. Honestly, it's a fun movie. Is it my favorite John Hughes movie? No.
What's your favorite John Hughes movie?
Ferris.
Yeah. William?
Weird Science.
Really? That's a weird, like, that's an odd choice. Most people don't choose Weird Science.
So the thing was, the reason why it was Weird Science because it was the first movie that I saw when I was a kid. I didn't realize, it wasn't the first movie. It was the first John Hughes movie that I saw, not knowing it was John Hughes.
Gotcha.
And I saw it in Italian, I saw it in French, I then obviously saw it in English. And it always stayed with me because it was always like, I wonder. And there's been spin-offs or there have been movies that have taken very much from this movie. Yeah. And I enjoyed it, and it was just a lot of fun. And the biker at the end, and like the circles in the it was a lot of fun. That's why and also it's not very boring.
I think overall package, I think Ferris is my favorite, but I think as like if you want like a drama, then definitely go for like The Breakfast Club.
I think.
Can you guys name all 8 movies that he has directed, not produced, but directed?
Six.
Well, hold on.
It doesn't have to be in order.
Okay, 6.
Before we go into.
Go ahead.
Before we go into that, I agree with you, Brandon. Ferris Bueller, number 1, closely followed by Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay. Because I fucking love John Candy. And I have IMDb open with this movie, so I'm not. It's not fair to even go there.
So let me take a crack at it. I know I'm not going to name all 8 of them, but we got.
You're gonna miss at least 2.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna miss at least 2. We got 16 Candles. We got Ferris. We got The Breakfast Club. We got Weird Science. So that's 4 already. We got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We got what's the one from the early 90s? Mary Sue.
Oh,
close. I'll give it to you because you got one of the names in there. It's
Curly Sue. That's close enough.
So you got 2 more.
After that, I don't know. Did he do Pretty in Pink?
No.
I don't know then. What are the last 2? They're the ones
1988 Well, the Curly Sue was the last movie that he directed in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
The two prior to that was 1988, She's Having a Baby.
Okay.
And 1989's Uncle Buck.
Okay.
Which I didn't care for Uncle Buck that much.
Is that the one with John Candy also?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. And Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
Which he actually wrote the script for Home Alone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote a bunch of scripts that he didn't direct.
Honestly, I think, but yeah, Ferris is like on a whole nother level. God damn it, I love that movie so much.
Oh yeah, same. It's in my top 50.
Ferris is an incredible movie.
Oh.
Everything about it, man.
Since I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks,
Yeah, what's up?
I got a little bit of trivia, especially directed at you, Louis.
Okay.
Can you connect the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 80s movie to the Lord of the Rings?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The movie, not the comic, the movie, to the Lord of the
What do you mean
Rings.
connect?
There's a connection between the two of them. If it wasn't for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's a chance that the Lord of the Rings would not have been made how it would have been made.
Huh. I did not know that.
I found that out the other day, and I was like, get the F out of here.
No idea. Because I'm thinking about actors. I think the only famous actors are people that came out of there that were famous. Corey Feldman and what's his face from Moon was on it.
I don't know.
Sam Rockwell.
Oh.
Sam Rockwell were the only other ones.
Sam Rockwell is in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I think it's either the first one or the second one. I can't remember.
Interesting.
I would have to look that up.
But no, I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I.
What's the
when
link?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was looking to be made, they were going to, distributed. Nobody was taking a chance on them.
Oh, New Line. Fuck, that's right. God damn it.
This little independent company took a chance on them. And had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles failed, New Line would have folded. With the success of TMNT, New Line was able to get the money and then also distribute the trilogy of the Ninja Turtles, but then was able to finance the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Ta-da!
By the way, my rating of 16 Candles is probably... I never gave a rating.
Oh, we need to go back to that. Yes.
I'd give 16 Candles like an 8. It's good. It's fun. I like it.
I'll give it a... Did I give it a rating?
No,
I
you
didn't
didn't.
give it a rating.
No one did.
None of us.
I was... I'd probably give it a 7 or a 6. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go in the middle with a 7.5.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Any last remarks before I wrap up the show? Oh,
I'm going to miss you guys for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Have fun, not too much fun.
So, William is going away on a nice trip without us. He's going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But whose turn is it to choose the film? Oh yeah, it's Lewis's turn. So Lewis, say the film. We're not gonna review it next week. We're gonna review it when he comes back because we're gonna do something a little bit.
So it's going to be like 2 weeks from. Well, no, sorry, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
From now.
So.
I'm in Italy for 2 weeks and then coming back. So that.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
We'll announce it. We'll announce it on our last episode before William is, because I didn't come prepared for it.
Cool. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So Lewis and I will be doing something a bit different for the next couple weeks.
Next week we're going to be releasing our MegaCon wrap-up video and podcast. So if you've listened to it on Diversely Geek, it's going to be the same information, just with my little intro to it. And then after that, Brandon and I are working on a special project to release to you that is very similar to our regular show.
Yes. So,
well, fuck you guys for telling me.
It's nothing special.
Wow.
You'd think they would talk about you. We don't.
It's really nothing special. It's just, it's waiting for you to come back.
If you guys are doing it, it's definitely some kind of special.
Thank you that you think that.
I think he meant the other kind of special.
Oh.
Let the man believe what he wants to believe, Louis.
Well, on that note, thank you, William.
You're very welcome. Have a good one, guys. Oh my god, I can't wait to go on vacation.
Thank you, Louis. Oh, before I wrap you, thank you, Louis, though.
Thank you.
If you did enjoy our show, if you enjoy this, listen to our other shows also, and go to manbitesmedia.com, diverselygeek.org. Also check
Manbitesfilm.com. Yes,
Fuck, man. Fuck. One day I will get it. One day we'll get a good host. Manbitesfilm.com, diverselygeek.org, and also check out our friend John on YouTube at Narcotic Casserole. I'm Brandon, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Manbitesfilm.
Ciao, Ben.
Ciao. See you in 3 weeks. Fuck.
Don't wait up.
Welcome to an exploration of sight and mind, a travel through the world of films and the artists that bring you these masterpieces. Do you love films, directors, actors, cinematographers, editors, composers, or any of the hundreds of artists that bring you these feats of art? I am Luislacau, your host into the world of films, your guide to Man Bites Retro.